All right, 2014 CLS550 with the M278 4.7 liter twin turbo big 3 upgrade for audio purposes. I will tell you that doing your big 3 without pulling the alternator out is absolutely brutal. I would highly recommend just going ahead and pulling everything out. Obviously this is what you're looking at from underneath. This is a base model rear wheel drive too, not the 4MATIC. I can't even imagine what the 4MATIC would look like in this area. But as you can see, I've ran a 1/0 welding wire in with an actual 1/0 size lug, not a car audio sized 1/0 lug. And I should have taken some before pictures, but that white heat shrink is where the bolt is for your positive terminal. So the way I did this one was I worked this guy out with a 1/2 inch socket and a 90 and some extension bars from this side. And like I said, it was absolutely brutal. You need to have the right tools to do it this way. So that's the positive terminal coming off. And then I figured why not just add my additional ground in from the actual front of the housing. So I went that route, and then I brought it up to a factory housing piece, which I'm going to show you here in a sec. But that's basically it. I ran them up the front of the motor, which is almost a must because there is literally zero room to go around the back of the motor following the factory. Apologize, I accidentally stopped that video. What I was saying was following the factory route for the wire harness, which is this guy right here. This goes around and it actually goes kind of between the manifold and the head, runs back and around. I don't know why they went with that design, but hey, it is what it is. So yep, these guys come up through here. I haven't tidied them in and strapped them in yet, but they'll run underneath here. And then you can see I just ran my ground directly from the housing to this main grounding point, which goes to the battery. I'm not actually running it directly to the battery, and I guess this is like kind of sort of a big 3. It's kind of like a big 2, just upping my ground game a little bit. And then my main run is going to get fused here at the front. I'm going to drop a fuse block in here, single, and then I'm going to run underneath the tray and using this access point right here to the trunk. This alternator run, technically what it is, it's not stopping at the battery, is going to go all the way to my lithium reserve in the back. I run a single low voltage series 1, and right now I'm just got a 2.5k amp. I might go up to 3k because that amp's actually for another car, but I've at least got a little bit of flexibility later if I want to go a little bit bigger. I'll show you a little bit more here in a sec as I start to bring it together a little bit more. Alright, just a quick update before I keep moving forward. Please subscribe to the channel and go check out my page, because no one's got any information on a big 3 upgrade in any type of 278 Mercedes Benz application. So I'm putting in a lot of work to save you guys a lot of time. So anyway, I originally said I was going to run this 1/0 underneath the battery tray. However, I'll save you a bit of time pulling all this out. There's like a lip underneath this thing, and I wasn't quite happy with the clearance, so I ran it around the outside to my fuse block that I mounted on the side there. Plenty of room. I do have a cover for this that I'm going to have to modify a little bit, just to close it off just a little bit more. So once you go through the firewall in this spot, obviously save the bung and cut it out so you can protect that cable. it's gonna come out right here under the dash, and you can see that right there. Let me zoom in a little bit more for those that aren't sure. So that's where she comes through there. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop here for a minute. We're going to put the battery back in, put these pieces back together, and then I'm gonna start the car and just make sure I have a nice 12 volt coming through that alternator. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the bash plate and all the skid plates back on underneath and finish up this part of the job. All right, so sorry, it's hard working one-handed. So battery back in, everything mounted up, and then what we should see here is 14 plus volts, and we are good to go, baby. That is the alternator feeding straight in, and we're ready to run our cable through, fuse up, and get slamming hard, fam. Let's go. All right, so last little quick update before I have a break for the night. Tomorrow we're gonna start tuning gains, head unit signal, LOC signal, and then amp, getting ready to put some 8s in. So everything put back together under the car, went back over everything just to be sure, tied up everything nice and neat. You really can't see it, but here is our additional ground that we added in, and then our run directly from the alternator, fused down there, 400 amp fused at the front. I've put all this back together, cable ran through. I'm not going to show you how to do that, it's not fun, but you'll figure it out. And then, sorry, it's getting kind of dark, but as you can see, that red power, that's the original power cable for the auxiliary battery, and it runs through the factory location just like it would if it was in an AMG, down into my fuse block, and we are fused 400 amps at the back as well. So once all this goes back together, it'll look just like factory. And we'll do a startup real quick, and we'll take a look at activity at the battery. I have a 600 amp shunt monitoring the battery that I have in the back. If you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know. I wouldn't do any builds without that anymore. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, so that's battery activity in the moment. Obviously, battery's basically full. It's probably just balancing there with the AGM up front, which I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna delete that. If I do, I think I may have to wire up a little bit different up front. I got to do some research on that because of Mercedes Benz. As you can see. And then obviously amp on, and we're seeing 13.8 in the moment. So that's basically it. Any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, y'all.